we let some of those other people hop back on, and we'll get this started. I'm going to explain to you how it is that I use these avatars. And the best way I can explain the avatars is a lot like the way that Jarvis is to Iron Man. Once you train that marketing and sales avatar, you're going to see you're never going to want to go back to the old way of creating content. And, a lot of people will say, well, is it just completely plug and play? No, you've got to train it. And the better you train it, the better it's going to work. So today I wasted a little bit of time figuring messing up with my audio. So hopefully all the people that I turned off just a bit ago will come back. But I'm going to show you how to make these avatars really work for you. And as you come on, please tell me where you're calling from. And I appreciate the other people that I cut off during that to come back on, and we'll get this rolling for you. I'm going to show you a couple things, and make sure as I'm going through this that if you have questions that you ask them. If you want to turn on your sound and ask the questions, I can turn the sound on and have you do that as well. So let me get that screen shared. And I'm just going to do a quick presentation of what this does, and then I'm actually going to show you within the system how it works, okay? And really, this idea of unlocking profit with Bimoto's avatars is 100% on point. And I can see that Pam she's calling from Florida. Make sure you tell me where you're calling from. Love to give you a shout out as you're coming on here. But I just closed this morning an $80,000 contract using Bimoto avatars. And it's really, really important that you understand that it's, AI it saves me so much time. And I'm going to explain how it is that you can use this to output mass amounts of content, but anything can output content. You can go on to ChatGPT, which I'm a big believer in that. But if you don't know how to use it, all you're going to do is be putting out bad content. The reason why we started Bimoto was because we couldn't get our virtual assistants or the virtual assistants of our clients to be able to use these avatars or to be able to get the output of ChatGPT that work the right way. I can see we've got Prescott, Arizona on here. We've got Boulder, Colorado. So I guess we've got all time zones already in here. And I can even see someone from outside the country. So be sure you're saying hi as you're hopping on. But this $80,000 contract was shockingly easy to be able to help these guys with a very complicated contract. It evolved multiple countries. It involved technologies. It involved very difficult things to be able to come together. And so what I did for this is one of my companies is I trained it with what I'm going to show you right here. These are the ways I'm going to talk about something that's called the Core 4 and then show you how to implement it. Okay. The Core 4 is something that Alex Hormozi talks about all the time. And it's really what you have to focus on in order to get that success within your company. So the 4 core critical components that you can drive with avatars are customer acquisition, customer engagement, conversion optimization, and customer retention. So if you've got those 4 core and you're doing them properly, you've got a business that is going to be very successful. And if you disrupt one of these different things, then you're really in trouble. So the first one, the avatars, what I found on this $80,000 contract, but more importantly, on all the things that I do every day to get some of these, $12,000 contracts, or to be able to help people stay with us after they've been with us, or even some of our free clients that come in to use the platform on something we call the 7-day power launch. We have everything from low ticket entry to very high ticket with what I'm doing. And all of this can be serviced with these avatars. So the avatars play a pivotal role in acquiring new customers through targeted marketing strategies. We use the avatars, and I'm going to show you really quickly how to do this, and then I'm going to point you to a place on our website that you can start to use these avatars, and there's a more thorough understanding of how to do it. But they enable us to predict the needs, the pains, the challenges, all of the different problems that the different targets have of all different types of products. So it enables us to create customized messaging, which enables us to do ads, which enables us to do social media, enables us to do emails, text messages, everything, and even qualify the leads that come in. But it all starts with the predictive nature of these avatars to know more about the customer than you do. And even though they're not called Jarvis, just continue to think about Jarvis with Iron Man. He programmed that with so much information that it now is able to help him in all aspects of his business. But you have to participate in this process the same way that Iron Man does. Then once you've been able to predict using these avatars on the customers, now you've got to engage in them. We have it through the marketing system, the ability to the marketing suite that we have to be able to maintain the interest once a customer has come to our websites. And anybody that has questions on this, anybody that has never done this before, we recommend a one-on-one call with us. And I'm going to show you how we do this on a broader scale. But once we've gotten their interest, we have to maintain their interest, and then we have to engage with them with relevant, personalized interactions. That's really important that you understand. Relevant, personalized interactions. So I create avatars for all types of my customers. We have one company that does business plans and helps people get funding. I have Bimoto, that what Bimoto does is it helps me know customers better and then output massive amounts of resonant, that's an important word, resonant content that speaks to the hearts and the minds of the people that are out there. So it enables me to have tailored recommendations of how I speak to those people. And even before we do ads, it tells us if they're likely for it to resonate with that target, but also if it's going to get approved by Facebook or not. So we can then do that content delivery at a mass scale. If we have truly started content that resonates with the market, then this is where conversion is transformed into action. And the Bimoto avatars help me automate each one of these stages. So the reason I was able to get help with a different business that we have that does business all over the world and into Asia, we were able to analyze the needs of this customer that wanted to go into Asia. And it enabled us to create the behaviors and the predictions of our product and what it is that they needed. And it was extraordinarily simple after I trained this avatar. For many of the smaller deals that we do, what it enables us to do is automated follow-ups within the marketing suite, then to create lead nurturing with those customers. Now, one of the things that I want to emphasize to people is this may seem overwhelming. And frankly, technology can be overwhelming for a lot of small businesses. It can be debilitating, and the tech gap between big companies and small companies is growing. And so unlike a lot of different AI platforms or systems or just people who teach, for example, ChatGPT, when we teach people how to use Bimoto, we help implement it. And not only do we help implement, then we walk you through step by step on how to do that. And we have done this because we have found a lot of people have paid a lot of money to go get coaching, and the coaches really don't help them implement it. I estimate that I paid about $60,000 worth of coaching, and none of those coaches helped me actually implement, except for one on a small scale. And so we believe that in order to really close this tech gap, it's important not only that we do these calls each Wednesday, but we also do a lot of one-on-one calls with our customers and even with prospects in the beginning, so you can start to understand how all of these pieces of this puzzle start to work. That's part of our customer retention, but the Bimoto avatars actually help us with this. So retaining existing customers is just as critical. Unless you want to spend tons of money getting customers, and not keeping them, if you don't focus on this retention, you're going to spend way more money. And oftentimes we find that sometimes it costs just as much as our initial sell to get a customer. And so the next few months of them being a customer of ours is essential for us to be profitable. So we use Bimoto to predict the customer support for different customers, and then also to do engagement campaigns. This short little presentation, this is the end of it, was done simply because my Bimoto avatar, I just wrote into it and I said, I can show you the prompt, but it's so well trained. I just asked it, to implement Alex Hormozi's Core 4 and how Bimoto avatars can help it. And boom, this presentation was done in minutes. So really what I want you to know is that the Core 4, and I very much believe in those 4 aspects of it, it's essential that you have a data-driven business. And most small business owners not only don't have data-driven businesses, but they really don't even know how to make all of this work. So let me show you the basics of training your avatar and why it is that it's so important that it doesn't matter where you're at in the business, that you have to constantly understand that you must focus on the needs of your clients. So before I get to that, let me make sure that I'm taking care of everybody that's in here. What questions do you guys have as it relates to avatars? If you've started it already, what comments do you have with what I just went through? Because I know the questions may start to come now as a result of what I just put on the screen. And I'm going to go a little bit longer than the 20 minutes because I wasted about 6 minutes just getting my microphone to work. But be sure that you're putting those questions in there as we're going, so I can make sure that I'm answering them. By the way, here is how I made this presentation. It's just called Core 4. And I asked it a really basic question right here, which is explain Alex Hormozi's Core 4. It gave it to me. And then I just said, I'm going to turn this into a PowerPoint. I gave it named it, but because it knows me, I just wrote, help me integrate the Core 4 into Bimoto avatars. And you can see that this is a super simple prompt. And it gave me very, very specific, and also gave me all of the information in here, which I can go through at a different time. But it enabled me to very quickly go through all of that. Heidi just asked, how does the avatar look at the documents we attach? So let me explain, Heidi. I'm not going to go into all of the technology that does, but I'm going to show you really quickly how it is to make that work, okay? So I'm going to just go into chats, and I'm just going to create right now. I'm just going to create a fake business. I use this one all the time, called Body Fuel Energy. And the Body Fuel Energy is just a pretend drink. I'm constantly working out, and I'm always looking at new supplements and how to make them work better. So I'm just going to come up with this fake drink here. Pam just wrote, so can we use Bimoto for multiple businesses if we have more than one? Absolutely, Pam. In fact, a lot of people that come in that use Bimoto are agencies, and they have multiple clients that they do this for. So it enables you to really multiply your efforts, because you can create an avatar for each of those businesses, because they're all going to have different demographics. They're all going to have different brand voices, all of that. So let me show you how to do that. Those are great questions. And then Heidi just also asked, how can they be Word documents, or do they have to be PDF? They can be both. So let me show you how that works. Okay. So I'm just going to go into templates, and this is what it'll look like. Let me get rid of all the search in there. When you are inside of a conversation, you just hit templates down at the bottom left right here. And I encourage you to go through what's called the 7-day power launch. And I'll just see that one more time. The 7-day power launch right here. And the ones that you're going to train your avatar with are 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And it's really simplistic to do this. So I'm just going to go Body Fuel Energy. Target market is, let's do this. So healthy workout enthusiasts that care about the ingredients in their workout drinks. And the product is 100% natural, low caffeine, healthy energy drink. So if I had some real detailed information about my product, I'd put it in there. The more details you can put in the product, great. You're going to see that the target market, you don't have to be as detailed, but if you're very centric on just a specific area for your business of, a specific part of the country, you're going to want to put that in there, or to a country, you're going to want to put there in there. If you have, for example, if you have, I got to remember that there's Q&A going on here too. So I'll just make sure that I'm checking that, or Angela actually did a good job of putting those in there as well, something that I may miss. But she's right. It's steps 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are what you're going to train your avatar with. I'm going to open up another window here just with Google. I do almost everything within Google Drive, and I'm just going to create a new Google document right here for each one of these things that I output. So this is what it gave me for the Body Fuel buyer persona. It gave me the approximate age, the gender distribution, and I think that that's going to be very correct. Typically, when you're talking about healthy energy drinks, a lot of times guys in this, unfortunately, in this age range probably don't care as much. It's going to be a person that's going to make pretty close to 6 figures. It's giving you the areas that it's likely going to be in. And I would tell you, I've been to a lot of these places, and somebody in Austin and Boulder and San Francisco is probably going to be more interested in this than some urban place or some place out in the country, because it may cost more. They may just be more interested in the type of health ingredients. But psychographics, this is very important. And the reason why it outputs all of this data, I'm going to have it run the next one while I'm going through this with you. Step 2 is just the strategic scaling for growth. So I'm going to skip that one. And I'm going to go to 3, which is the secret desire analysis. But as you're going through this, the behavioral data, how they buy online, how they engage, you realize, just like as I was explaining with Jarvis is to Iron Man, think of this as an extraordinarily intelligent employee. And the more information you can give this employee, and it'll work nonstop. It works night and day. And this employee, the more it knows, the better it's going to identify your market. So with this one, it goes through the psychological profile. And this is an important one as well. The fear and pain points that will motivate action. You're not trying to manipulate customers. What you're trying to do with this, and let me make this a bit bigger here. What you're trying to do is help them make an educated decision. And oftentimes fear is 2 times more important to make a decision than pleasure or joy. So it's really important that you understand the fears and concerns of your target market. So these people are going to be very fearful of comprising their health. They're going to want something better than the traditional energy drink. They're going to want authenticity. So the need for products that substantiate their claims, which tells you in something like this, you're going to need to go out and create the case studies to do it, and the urgency and performance needs. So the pressure to work out and get the results. These are golden to be able to help you increase your interaction, to be able to resolve concerns before people even try them. And so if I feel good about that, all I've got to do is come right here and hit download, put it into a PDF document, boom, it downloads it for me. So I would go through that same process with each of those steps, as Angela put inside the chat, steps 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I still recommend that you do step 2 and 7 as well. And I would do them step by step along the way, but you're only going to need to upload 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6 as either a PDF or a Word document inside of your avatar. And I think you're going to be shocked at how well it knows your target market. It gets your target market in a way that you probably would be, not probably, I know you're going to be shocked. So what you do is you come in here and you hit avatar right here. And we're just going to call this Body Fuel. Hit save. Okay. And I'll come inside of here. And then all you do is you hit begin training it. It's really important that you create a context statement. And I've created you a cheat sheet to be able to create this, to be able to let me go into where I've been working here in the new chats, and let me hit refresh here. Let me get logged in to the new one, body, feel, energy. I'll normally have gone through all 7 of these different areas, and I'm going to come into templates, and I'm just going to go into all, and I'm going to, right now you can see it's asking me for a context statement. So if you do a search for context right here, statement, you'll see context statement creation for Bimoto avatars. So just hit the arrow right there, and it's going to walk you through step by step by step, and it's going to ask you questions about your product. So it's going to recommend that first you go through and do these steps 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And if you've done that, and it's now going to ask you, have you done it? And you'll just say, I have done it. Okay. And now it's going to ask 4 or 5 questions about the name of my product, what it does. Right here it says the purpose, body, feel, so it already knows a lot about it. And it's going to give me a context statement that all I've got to do is copy and paste right inside of here. And you're going to see it's going to save a lot. I'm just, for sake of time, just going to put context statement in there. Now all I've got to do is just hit choose file. Okay. And then I'm going to put in, let's just see, date added right there. I'm going to grab that file I just created. I'm going to upload it. And I'm going to do that with each of those different steps, 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And you're going to see that when you've done that basic amount, it's already going to really know your customer. It's going to know the tone and style to write to them. And I'm going to skip over and I'm going to show you an avatar that I use all the time, which is for Bimoto, which has our offers. It has the secret desires of my clients. This has the buyer persona, which is step 1. This is step 3 right here. The brand voice, I believe that's step 4 or 5. This is a separate document that I've loaded about all of the different high-end products services I sell. This is a Word document of my about me. This is a document I use for our investors. These are additional products on how we mentor people with our power launch. This is an example of the types of prompts that I have. You can see that I spent a lot of time on here, and I've been recently creating a new landing page. And so I put an example of another page that I like right there inside of it to reference it. And you can see that this context statement that I have right here, this was built using that context statement that's in there. And if you look through all of what I've been creating, you can see that I use this to create that really basic presentation. It took just a few minutes to be able to do it, but I use this for just about everything. I have trained it, for example, I'm going to show you this. I've trained it on how to do workouts for me. So I have a separate avatar that does my workouts. So this was my workout this morning. I wake up before work, and it gives me exactly what to do and how long I should rest in between. There's almost nothing that you can't train it on that it's not going to help you go faster, smarter, and more efficiently. And I use it to do PR releases. I use it to do emails. I use it to train automation of interacting with people. We use it for our advertisements. We use it, and as I said, for this $80,000 contract we got this morning for a different business, I used it to analyze the market they were going into, the products and service this other company has, our products that we offer with our business, and it took all 3 of those and built out a beautiful proposal that normally would take me hours and hours to do, that I was able to get refined in less than 15 minutes. So what I hope you understand in this quick part, then that this is the first 20 minutes of this. I think I went 23 because I messed up the technology for 6 minutes before I got here. I hope you see that there's almost nothing that you can't train the avatar to do that's not going to help you improve your business. So I'll just put this back on here right here. Understand that if you use this properly, if you use the avatars properly, it's going to help you with your acquisition of clients, your engagement with those clients, the conversion optimization, which is giant. If you can, for example, increase your conversion from 30% to say 62, 63%, you're going to lower so many costs. You're going to save you so much time. And it's done all of this and helped us with customer retention. I encourage you to use these. And I encourage you, if this is the first time seeing this today, book a time with us. We'll show you how to make the most of it. We'll show you how to close that technology gap, and we'll help you take your business to really new heights that you probably never thought possible before. So be sure that you take that out, you check that out, and be sure you start to implement it. And with that, I'm going to close the first part of this webinar, and now I'll take your Q&A. What questions do you have? Because I went through that pretty quickly, but what questions do you have as it relates to the avatars and how it is that you can implement them into your business? Make sure I'm not missing anything on here. Unless I did such a great job, you guys have it completely figured out. But what other questions do you have as it relates to either the avatars or anything else that relates to Bimoto, AI Wizard, or our marketing suite? Today's the day. You can even, if you raise your hand, I can even unmute you if you want to say it out loud. I know everybody's always, last time I did this, I waited about 30 seconds and then the questions came pouring in. So, okay. Well, I encourage you to check it out. Christina has put inside of the chat, if you want to schedule a time with me, you can even do the 7-day power launch to set up your account and to be able to start testing it out. I think you're going to find it is a powerful tool. Here comes a question. Can you provide me the information on your full products, everything you offer? It's my first time seeing this, the marketing suite. Yeah, you bet. Let's explain it to you. So what we use for the marketing suite, Steve, is we've integrated this into Go High Level. We've used other platforms before, and we even had our own. But what we have found is by integrating that into Go High Level, and then you can tell me, Steve, if you haven't done this before, we haven't seen Go High Level before, but we're big fans of it. But it is also not an easy. It is not. Let me do just a fake account here. These are fake numbers in here, but you're going to see that everything from websites to contact managers to calendaring. It is a powerful way to do reporting on your social media, to having landing pages, to having email wizards that send it out. But what we also love about it is something that's called an automation. And the automation is incredible because this enables us to when a person sends us a text message or after they've signed up for one of our appointments, then we're able to help them automatically go through it even before one of our outbound callers will reach out to them. It's an entire suite of marketing tools, but it's actually a lot of people have questions on this market, this platform because it has so many aspects to it. We use it to take payments. We use it to do just about everything. And you just sent me your email. So he sent this to me on a private chat, but really it's worth you taking a look at all of the different things that we have to offer. The important part I would tell you, anybody who's looked at this part, is when you start to really understand the power of all the avatars and the templates that we have inside of Bimoto, it really makes things such as Go High Level come to life. The emails that we send out and the automations that we have set in there, and even more importantly, the predictive nature of the advertising, it saves people a ton of money as they go through it. So, Christina, it looks like, let's see, open to setting up an agency application. Steve, you bet. Let's get on the phone. I've got your information on here, and we'll reach out to you to be able to set the appointment. I'm really glad you joined us, Steve. This this is why we do this. We want to be able to answer the questions that people have. So we'll reach out to you and get that set up. Anybody else have any other questions on this? Doesn't matter if it's about setting up an avatar or if it's about doing this. We've got Antonio. If we're already part of Bimoto, can we request access to the following courses? Yes. Christina, will you send a private message to Antonio to make sure that he understand, that we understand what it is he wants access to, and to give him access to that? Sure, Antonio. I want to make sure everything that we have, you already get access to. Mark, could I use your AI to analyze a famous person's writing style and use that to create an avatar? Heck yes, Mark. Couple different ways to do that. So I'm going to just go back into this. I'm not going to use this avatar for anything else, just pretend, but I'm going to show you some of the templates that you can use that are really powerful for that. So if you do a search under the type right here for AI analysis, you're going to see there's a lot of different things. The one I just used was a context statement. That is super, super powerful for creating your context to train your avatar. There's a bunch of different things that are in here. Another one, some of them are not public because I use them privately. But one of these in here is effective writing style mimicry. That's a good way, Antonio, or let me make sure, Sean, that you can analyze somebody else in there. And right here, another one, famous personality content analysis for AI training. One of the ways that you can do that is that you can, let me just put that in here. So all you've got to do is you got to put the name of your company in here, and I'm just going to put in Dwayne Johnson right here, The Rock, because I think he'd be a great voice for this particular company. Purpose of the company, I'll just put see the responses here about body fuel energy drink. And what it's going to do is it's going to analyze Dwayne as being, how he could, it's just going to analyze his tones, his styles, and all of that right here. So let's see. So it says style, known as a distinctive style characterized by a conversational flow. It comes in written content, often uses short, punchy sentences. So it just kind of goes through. And if you like the way that it's done that, I'll just give you a secret that I've used. And I'm going to say, great, now write out a complete tone and style guide of Dwayne Johnson, so I can use him to train my content. And so if you like that, you can just have it output something like that. And you'll see, Sean, that there's a lot of different tools we have that, for example, of your own, if you have a lot of your own content, you can have it analyze yourself, and you can even have it beef it up by then training your avatar with that. So right here, it's given me a complete analysis of Dwayne. And what you'd be able to do is you could now download that, and you could just put that right there to be able to do the training for your whatever avatar that you put in there. What I would do is, of course, I'd remove that. I'd want to make sure that it's got some of the things in there. And then I'd also put as a reminder on here, as an overview. For example, if I were to change something on it, I'd go into edit message right here. Whoops. And I would put right at the top of it, never use Dwayne's name in my marketing, only be inspired by his tone and style. And then you can just hit save right there. And that document right there, Sean, you could download that, get rid of this little part right here. And that would be a great way to train your avatar in there. And so I would add as an overview, the tone and style of my avatar will be inspired by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. So just minor modifications to do that. The other thing you could do right inside of the chats Sean or Mark, is that you could let me just go in here into the templates, go back into this. These are great questions, by the way. In the power launch right here, create a brand voice. So if it doesn't select a celebrity that you want to be your brand voice, so I'm just going to run this really quickly for Body Fuel, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's going to automatically run that by hitting generate, and it will give these instructions that I've already given you to put in there. But if it may not give me Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as a suggestion in the brand voice as a part of that 7-day power launch. If it doesn't, all I've got to do is say, I don't like your suggestions. See right here. This is the way that I really recommend that you do it. It's giving me some people. Yeah, look at that. It gave me Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, but it also suggested Michelle Obama, Tony Robbins, and Brene Brown. And I'm just going to say, I only want The Rock as a Rock. I only want The Rock. Rewrite with that in mind, and it will automatically remove everybody else in there, and it's going to use all of Dwayne's influence only as a brand voice for you. So hopefully that helps, Mark. Let's see what else we have on here. Pam wrote, does this create the videos for us, or do we need another software to do that? So Pam, we for a period were creating, I've explained this in different calls. We for a period were using AI videos, and my hairline gives away my age that I know who Max Headroom is. If you don't know who Max Headroom is, you can look him up. But Max Headroom was a Pepsi digital avatar in the 80s. And it doesn't work anymore. So when we do videos, there's some different things that you can use to create videos, but we now use this to create scripts. I'm actually I'm in a studio right now, but we found that being in an uncontrolled environment and putting a script on our phone, and there's a lot of different teleprompter apps that you can put on your phone, and having a prompt in the beginning, because it may get nerve-wracking in the beginning to do videos, but there's all kinds of video scripts within here. I highly recommend that you go organic with your ads or with your videos. And if you're doing corporate style videos, that's a whole different call on there. But we have seen an explosion on my personal video consumption on Instagram when I'm just more real. And unfortunately, we tried all kinds of fancy stuff, but now what we do is we use the templates in here to create scripts, and those scripts we put on a teleprompter just to kind of have talking points on there. And a lot of times it can just be edited right on your phone if you're doing it for reels. And those work better on TikTok, they work better on Instagram, they work better on Facebook than just about anything else. So we don't do a lot of the AI produced videos anymore because they just didn't work as well as what we wanted. Hopefully that helps. Mark wrote, cool, thank you. Hopefully these continue to be a source for you to come for the knowledge of how to change different parts of your business. Christina in the chat has put a couple different links on there. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to take a screenshot here for my team to make sure, Steve, that we get a hold of you so we can help you out with a couple different things here. Let me save that, and my team will reach out to you for the agency application. But I also encourage you to take a look just at bimoto.com. Let me erase this one because it's not something I'm going to use. Move that bad boy to the trash. And I also encourage you to go to bimoto.com, because on bimoto.com we have free e-learning on here. So just click the e-learning up top. This will walk you through all the different steps of the Bimoto 7-day power launch. We've got some different wizard classes on there, CRM classes. And then we also have the webinars right here that we're trying to upload all the different webinars. And this one helps out a lot with training your avatar. So take a look at that, but make sure that you that you're utilizing the resources, and any questions you ever have, just reach out to us. A lot of you came here from either an email or a text message that we sent out. Just go ahead and send a text message right back to us saying that you got questions, and we're here to help you make it work. This isn't just for, let me turn that off real quick. This really isn't just for small things such as reels. This isn't for big contracts like my $80,000 contract today. Is it fun to get those big contracts? Yeah, really fun. But I would tell you it's far more realistic to knock out a $5,000, $10,000 contract on a regular basis than to go for some of these bigger ones. And what's great about the $80,000 contract, it's a non-refundable deposit, on a multi-million-dollar contract. And I can tell you that Bimoto and training my avatar for this other business of mine was instrumental in us being able to work quickly and to be able to output killer proposals, contracts, everything that we needed, even when they would throw us for a curveball with different questions, because I had trained that avatar, that Bimoto, or that other business avatar, very thoroughly. And was it worth it for me to spend 35, 40 minutes of training that avatar for it to save me hours and hours to land these big contracts? Heck yes, it is. So if you have questions about anything else, make sure you're in here on Wednesdays, and even send us an email beforehand, and we'll prepare some answers specifically for you. So make sure that I've got other questions put on the eyes there. Antonio says that congrats on the contract. Love to get them. Sometimes you hit home runs, but I'm a believer in making sure that there's that saying that pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. Sometimes if all you're doing is looking for the giant contracts, you're striking out. I believe in eating every day, and you eat every day with those $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 contracts and $12,000 contracts. Those are what keep you in business. And having that monthly recurring revenue of $300, $400, $500, $1,200 a month, man, that is what creates that mailbox money that we used to call it, or now it's the inbox money. So use these avatars. They can revolutionize your business. They can help you achieve things that you didn't think possible before. So thanks for coming out. Make sure I'm getting all the different comments that are in here. Do you have any business trainings for those who love it to get big contracts? Yes, Pam. I can tell you that the trainings that I do on how to get the $4,000 and $5,000 contracts are identical. The principles that I teach for the $4,000 and $5,000 contracts are identical to my $12,000 contract. Christina put a link on there to be able to book with us. You can also send a private message to Christina, and those are often more nuanced for your type of niche. But we have inside of the system also, maybe that's something we need to do a future call on, how to land giant contracts, because it's a process. But man, once you get it, woo, it is so possible to do. So hopefully that helps you out. So if there's not anything else, I'll say goodbye till next week, but be sure you set up a time with us. We're excited to help you grow your business with this killer platform, and just 25 years of my experience growing agencies and growing businesses. So we'll talk to you soon. Thanks, guys.